Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 106, and we're talking about the Game Awards 2022. Jeff Keighley's yearly Game Awards are coming. We're recording this, on the 6th? They're coming the 8th, so we're almost there, folks. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hey, hey.
And we got Mike on the pod tonight.
Batman is dead.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I hadn't heard.
Oh, yeah, that's like a viral clip from the Keeleys last summer when he's just like so cheerily, Batman is dead in the Gotham Knights or whatever. So, like,
oh, man. Good. I missed that one. I need to know. Hey, I
the jokes are always funnier when you gotta, when you gotta explain them out.
Explain them. That's what they say. They say, like, it's timing and then it's explaining. Those are the two things of jokes that they always say that really hit it there. But like I said, we're talking the Game Awards 2022. We're going to make some predictions. There are 31 categories, I think. We're not predicting them all. I picked 6 that I think are intriguing. Maybe we'll get to more if we have time. This is probably the latest we've ever recorded before, folks. So this is the Machine of Nonsense After Dark, folks. Gets dark at like 3 hours
Nonsense
ago.
Diaries.
Yeah.
David Duchovny, get out of here.
But we're going to make some predictions on who we think are going to win these categories, and then we're going to make some predictions on what is going to happen. What kind of announcements we're going to have, what kind of celebrity appearances we might have, trailers, new games announced. We'll see. We'll make those predictions in just a bit, but we should probably catch up. I've been playing a lot of Pentiment, quite a bit of Pentiment, and I think I'm going to get to the end of that game and say, boy, this could have been my favorite game this year if they just added voice acting. Because that game,
I told you there wasn't. I told you.
Not a lick of it. And it's a game with really good sound effects too. I really like what they do with the music and what they do with like environmental sounds and stuff like that. You pet cats, the cats meow. It's fantastic.
You just can't tell me that, like, going on Craigslist and paying, like, I listen to a lot of books. I don't feel like those people cost a lot of money to just read lines. Like, I mean, a lot of the books they read are great. They're good voice acting. I just don't think it's that expensive to do that.
Shit, you listen to The Witcher, and that's like one dude who does all the voices, right? Like women, men,
all of them are
children.
all like that.
Yeah, like
very impressive.
Usually get just one person for an audiobook.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I want for Pentiment. Someone re-release it with some voice acting, but
Which celebrity would you pick to voice all of Pentiment?
Ooh.
If you had to do every character.
Pick it,
Have
Kayla.
to be a celebrity. That's what I'm saying. Like,
But normally it is like for this kind of case, they'll get somebody special like a Benedict Cumberbatch to do the audiobook or something like that.
that would to do the audiobook of Pentiment?
Well,
No, like when like if they're doing like a Lord of the Rings, like a very famous book, like the Harry Potter books, there's a famous person, I forget his name now, but he's in Sandman actually. He did all of the Harry Potter audio books, I believe. So
is it Stephen Merchant? Is that who did it?
not Stephen Merchant. No.
Okay. No.
I get what you mean. Like Andy Serkis does The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings.
Right.
And Andy Serkis wouldn't be bad for Pentiment.
You got to be good at it, But I'll take.
I would settle for mediocre. I would settle for someone in their closet reading these lines.
Oh no, I think bad. I don't know if you remember the age of bad voice acting in games. Kayla, games were pretty.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to that. I kind of would rather have it be great. Yeah. Troy Baker has only been in our lives for like less than a decade.
My entire gaming life. That's where it started. It started all because of Troy Baker.
Right. So the Big Bang happened, and then Troy Baker spoke out. into the world.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of gifted voice acting people that you don't have to pay the amount of money you pay Benedict Cumberbatch.
To be fair, I've heard that this team was like 4 people at Obsidian who made this.
I don't give a fuck if it's one of them 4.
I don't think there was a lot of money being thrown at Pentiment.
I mean,
The 4 of them could have split it.
There's a lot of dialogue. It's all written dialogue, but there's a lot of text.
Thousands and thousands, yeah.
And I'm not every single thing in it needs to be audio. Like, you pick up a lot of things. Those don't have to necessarily be. But, like, when you're having conversations with the people, I would appreciate it. For me, it's a thing to keep me into it. I get very easily distracted.
Oh, I'm with you.
I will just start doing the close just because there's not that pulling me in.
Yeah.
Or you can't pull it in. Like, if I'm listening to it, I can go do the close and still have an idea about what's going on. Can't do that with this.
I'm the same way. I started real strong in God of War Ragnarok, like reading everything, and now I started skimming everything, all the
like
the monster lore and stuff. Look, not the poems. I was joking with Eric that it took me a long time to figure out what the poems really were.
Uh-huh.
I had to read like 6 of them and hear about it on a podcast to know. That's what they're doing.
What's even worse about that is, spoiler alert, if you haven't already figured it out, the poems, like, when you look at them, they're pictures of just, like, straight up The Last of Us, like, fern moth thing.
On the book? Oh,
and
I don't think
the titles, if you read the titles, too, it's like The Last of Us is, like... Eric, help me out here.
Those that remain or something. Yeah. Like,
right,
it's
it has
just
the
a play
fake
on
title
words.
on it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun little thing. I like that.
I just got my favorite one. I got a FromSoft one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, ironically, the hardest one I think that we had was the one that was like probably closest to my heart, the Sony game that's probably closest to my heart. But
that's funny.
Yeah, it was. I was like, I don't know what this is. We guessed most of the other ones relatively quickly, but they're great. It's such a nice little Easter egg in Ragnarok.
It's fun.
Where are you in Ragnarok?
The game doesn't end, so who knows when where I'm at. No, you had mentioned a certain area last time. I've pretty much done everything I can there,
Nice.
and I've tried to get back into the main story because there was a point before that where we're like, oh man, I gotta be wrapping this up. I thought the thing that you mentioned was a different thing. I thought it was a story thing, and it wasn't at all.
It's an entire place.
It was a huge just boss fight every 10 feet in that area. But no, I'm still chipping away. I'm closing in on 50 hours. So.
Nice. Yeah, that's right around where we finished it, was like 50 hours. And there's a robust post game, I will say that as well. So it is a game that in a lot of ways fails to end in some senses.
Or Sifu. I'm never going to play Sifu or Somerville. Damn it.
I mean, the nice thing is, like Somerville, I feel like you could just I powered through that. It's I think you can, like, if you're not taking your time with it and you don't die a bunch or anything else, I feel like that's like a solid 2 hours. You can just
I'm probably just gonna have to pick a day, and even if I'm not done with God of War, and just play it.
Yeah, but can't wait to talk a little bit of that later on. Was there anything else we checked out, Kayla, aside from Pentiment?
We watched Wednesday.
Oh, that's
we finished
right.
Rings of Power.
Yeah.
We watched Meet Cute.
Wow, that was an interesting movie.
Rose.
Yes, Rose was cool. Rose.
Oh, was it good?
I would recommend everything that I listed just now.
Yeah,
I loved it all.
I enjoyed it all. That's a good call.
Watched half of Meet Cute.
It's
yeah.
Meet Cute's not great, but still like worth watching. Still
good Kaylee Cuoco performance. I think she's worth the price of admission to check it out.
The last half is a very different Kaylee, just so you know.
It goes places.
She's
Yeah.
cute as fuck in the beginning.
I probably watched more than half, honestly, like because I got to the crazy part. But I had to leave for work. Selena watched it all and then told me what happened, basically. So
Okay.
So I've essentially watched all of Me Cute.
It's got the thing in it that just confuses me, so I can't wrap my head around it.
I wonder how many. I had no idea of the central premise going into it, which
me neither. Yeah,
that was a trip. That was a trip to like go in pretty much blind. I was like, oh, okay, like this is a fun little rom-com, but it's more unique than that. But yeah.
Well, the movie is not my most favorite that we watched, but it did make me think I'm putting Flight Attendant on my shows to watch. I don't know anything about that except for that Kaylee Cuoco is in it. Cuoco,
I think.
Cuoco, yeah.
And I was like, damn, I'm gonna watch that because she is fun to watch.
She was real good. She was real good in Meet Cute, and Pete Davidson was just Pete Davidson again. He's got, I think, one thing he does.
You're not wrong.
It's a fine thing. It can be charming, like in the right context with the right other person.
It is,
It works as a leading man. It works as like the roommate character. Like his thing just kind of is like nonchalant. Like I don't know, greaseball thing is just fine. He does it really well.
Yeah, good old Petey. Yeah, Wednesday.
We watched Grandma's Boy.
Good. We did watch Grandma's Boy. Yeah.
That's a solid.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, Wednesday was a fun little watch. I think that was.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that was. I think it's just it flew by. I think that was the biggest. It's like 8 episodes. They're 45-ish minutes a piece, roughly each, and they just kind of just went. It
40 to 50. Some of them were like, God damn, this long.
See, I didn't ever feel that way. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like they were constantly pushing the story forward, and it's kind of a mystery story. So I just constantly felt intrigued to check the next one out. That kind of thing. An easy binge.
Jenna Ortega, right? Am I right?
Must watch.
She's really good. She's in 4 movies plus voice acting and Wednesday this year. She has 6 credits on IMDb this year alone.
She's found the hyperbolic time chamber, my friend. She has found how to make a year into a day. Okay.
It's amazing. But yeah, she's really good. I think she that is a hard role, just constantly being angry, depressed, whatever Wednesday's thing is, she does it to a T and really, really well. I need to go back and watch Addams Family and Addams Family Values to compare Christina Ricci and stuff, because I don't know.
They're similar and different.
Angry and depressed or whatever strike that from strike it. I do not think that she acts angry or depressed whatsoever.
She's just the straight man. I don't know.
In this, yeah, she's very straight. She's very matter of fact.
Yeah.
But I ain't worried about her at all.
I guess you're right. She's emotional. She's completely emotionless. So you're right. Yeah, it's not anger.
She feels the emotion. She gives that. At
times. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Must watch.
Yeah, Wednesday's good. Wednesday's a lot of fun. Rings of Power was fantastic. I think that might maybe come up in some later discussions down the line.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that was it, right? We did everything. Oh, Bros. Just
I cut
talk
you off at
Bros.
the Bros talk.
Yeah,
I did it again right now.
No, it's
and
all
now.
good. Really interesting look at. We just had a conversation, me and Kayla. Is this what it's like? Is this what dating in 2022 is for in the LGBT community and stuff like that? Because it paints a super interesting unique picture of what that whole scene, that world, and everything else is. while also like grounding it in a lot of just like your normal rom-com, funny, like Apatow type movies. So I think there's a lot for anyone in it if you can, if you're not a shithead who like has a problem with gay people or whatever. Like it's if you can get over that, it's
There's
just
no
really
penises
funny.
in the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, no.
Not a one penis.
No, not
Side butt, not even full on butt, just like
So it's
upper
2 thumbs down
upper
for
side
Kayla.
butt.
Well, for Kayla, 2 thumbs down. Me like 1 thumb up and 1/2 chub thumb, I think. No,
Oh.
I thought we both enjoyed it, right? Like
Mhm.
you enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. Need more rom-coms, and we got one. We got 2. How about you, Mike? Aside from God of War, anything else?
Watch, some more, Keeping Up with White Lotus. Watch some more Wednesday. I'm not done yet. Trying to, get up with Winning Time and
Nice.
shit like that. Trying.
That's
Does
only,
it just not keep you?
What's that?
Does it just not keep you in?
Winning Time? Like,
Mhm.
it's just tough. Like, I don't have a lot of,
Mhm.
time for the Winning
That's-
Time.
that's-
So, like,
That's okay. I just wasn't sure if it was a thing that you just will turn off and choose something else instead. 'Cause
no,
you're not
I don't.
enjoying it.
I don't ever get to like binge hardly
Right.
ever.
right.
I'm like a one at a time.
Right.
So
I'm gonna do this real quick.
yeah, and no, I think it's great. I never thought it was bad. I think did Elden Ring happen around the same? Something must have happened
so.
that really or Barry or something maybe. I don't know. HBO will do that. They don't stagger their shows well enough. They have too many, I guess.
They have too many. I was just gonna say, I think they stagger it well. There's just a staggering number of fucking shows.
I feel like some of them are happening simultaneously, though, and that's tough for me.
Yeah, might have been the same time as the fuck. Now I'm just losing the whole thing. Danny McBride and
Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous
yeah,
Gemstones.
I didn't
Might have been
finish
that same
the second season of that.
Yeah.
And it's really good. It's great.
Fucking HBO, man. I was just listening to a podcast where they were like, yeah, if you just if I had gun to my head, I have all these streaming apps and stuff. If you just took them all away and gave me just HBO Max, that's the one. It's got enough. Just by itself.
I would miss my Andor dearly, but I couldn't trade HBO for any other streamer.
Amazing. Well, it'll just be called Max pretty soon.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to be done at that point. I'm going. Just going to get a cable plan at that point.
Yeah, you need your home box office.
Yeah.
Game Awards?
Game Awards.
Let's talk some Game
Awards.
2022, the end of 2022 is upon us. That means Jeff Keighley will be bringing us the Game Awards. Those will be from 6:30 to about 9:30 Central on the 8th of this month, December. So that'll be the day after this post. So you guys will have a full day of just re-listening to our predictions and just
we're gonna ruin
it
for them.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna just kill it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it'll be amazing for you, is what I'm saying. Like you'll be amazed. We're gonna cover 6 out of the 31 categories. There are some interesting ones, and there are some really cool ones that I kind of had to cut just for this episode would be way too long. But we found 6 that I think kind of are a good all around kind of list of categories. So we got best role playing game. We've got best adaptation, most anticipated game, best action adventure, best indie, and of course, game of the year. So we'll start, I think, from bottom up and get to game of the year. That makes the most sense here. I'll name the nominees. In each category, there's like 5 to 6 nominees, and I'm going to tell you guys my strategy right now for these predictions is I'm going with not necessarily my pick. You'll get my picks during the naughties later on. I'm going with who I think Jeff Keighley and the folks over there are going to pick, or whoever does these votes, the industry, if you will. So that's how I'm voting. I don't know about you guys, or how I'm predicting, I should say.
Oh yeah, likewise. You got to go with who you think's the media body that's voting on this thing is what.
Kayla predicts with her heart, though. Like she predicts with her heart. Her soul.
I try to put that shit in the universe, man. I believe.
That's fine. That's fine.
There are times where
I like to have both.
Yeah, I will be doing some. There are going to be ones that like are also kind of hard to decide. I mean, sometimes I hope there's some upsets,
I hope so too.
I think last year was an upset for sure.
Oh yeah, It Takes Two was game of the year.
Capable of that for sure. Yeah, that one.
And I loved it. That is something that I probably would have. I would vote for it, thinking no way in hell it's going to happen. God damn, right.
So you're that,
Oh, we might be talking a little Joseph Ferris a little later. But let's get to what we think is going to win best role playing. So our 5 nominees are Elden Ring, Live Alive, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I got it the first time this time.
No, it's Arceus.
Just say it in my head every time. Triangle Strategy and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So that's Elden Ring, Live Alive, Pokemon Legends, Arceus, Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. My prediction is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I've not played this game. I don't intend to ever play this game, but I hear it's 300 hours of anime fun. So I'm going to go with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. How about you, Kate?
I think it's going to be Elden Ring. This is just a phenomenon of Elden Ring.
Now, I don't know how closely you guys follow this kind of thinking, but my thing is like, so if Elden Ring wins Best RPG, does that mean it's not going to win Game of the Year? Because that will happen. They'll give they'll give the award to something else instead of,
but these are things that are voted on, right?
I think people vote that way is what I guess I mean. Like, so
but it's still a mass of uncoordinated votes.
Right, but like as all of those people are filling out, like it's a lot of like podcasters, writers, industry people, as they're filling out their ballots, they might go into it like with the thought of, okay, so I'm going to pick Elden Ring in role playing, and I'm going to pick whatever in action and whatever in Game of the Year so that I can get them all votes, like 3 different games all get like nominated in different categories, that kind of thing. I will say that's how I'm doing my prediction.
Yeah, I think people do vote like, well, I'm voting Elden Ring Game of the Year, so I'm going to vote something else for RPG. Or I'm voting, or they just think, well, I'm not going to vote for Elden Ring in Game of the Year, so I am going to vote for it here. That kind of thing. Like, the only thing I'm really trying to get to is I think Elden Ring's going to win one of these awards, not both of them, is what I'm trying to really
sweep all 31.
It's going to win this one.
Gotcha. You might be right.
Yeah.
I think Eric nailed it, but just to be fun, Live Alive. Why the hell not?
Man.
First time in America. Beautiful game, HD 2D. People really dig it.
It looks pretty. Just this cover.
Yeah, it's very striking.
I hope to play it someday.
I'll go with Live Alive.
That's without a doubt the fun pick, and like it might be the like.
I think that's the dark horse one. Yeah, and who knows? Some people just for funnies might have.
I love it.
Voted for that.
All right, so that's Mike with Live Alive, me with Xenoblade Chronicles, and Elden Ring for Kayla in best role playing for our prediction. Let's move on to best adaptation. So these are all games that were turned into something else, TV shows, movies, that type of thing. We've got Arcane, League of Legends. A big fan this podcast is of Arcane. Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix. The Cuphead Show, also on Netflix. I think the first three were all Netflix, right? Shows. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, and Uncharted, a movie that made a lot of money this year. Sonic also made a ton of money as well. So that's Arcane, Cyberpunk, Edge Runners, the Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Uncharted. My pick is... I don't know. I got no notes. I just went with Arcane. I think Arcane's the best. It's the one that deserves it, and it should win. So I just went with Arcane. Maybe the boring answer. How about you, Kayla?
I will also go Arcane. Arcane's already won some awards.
For us. Yeah.
I think it's also like one... I
Maybe
find
a
it
BAFTA
strange
or
that it's even
something?
available now, but I know that it's... I feel like it's won
It's been-
something.
I feel it must have come out like in December last year, did it? Like it must have been right outside of the like Game Award cut because it seemed like it shouldn't even be eligible, but I guess it is technically. It's kind of long in the tooth to me. Like we should have season 2 already, but
I think also adaptation's a new category. I don't know if that has
they're
been a
trying to fill it.
category. Yeah, so they might be trying to fill it a little bit. It did come out November 6th of last year, so it could be a matter of trying to fill the category, or it could be a matter of like their cutoff date was pre-November or something.
I think Arcane should win. It's fantastic. But I've seen a lot more buzz, I think, about Cyberpunk though than I did from Arcane.
Really?
At least on my Twitter feed and stuff, my social media, I see a lot of people talking about Cyberpunk, Edge Runners.
We went to C2E2.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there were a dozen plus
Many
people
jinxies.
dressed up. Like, I would even want to say like 20. Even like some really, really good. What's the hammer dude's name?
Oh, I forget. Yeah.
There was at least a couple Vi's as well. Yeah, it was well represented. I think all of the Harley Quinns are now Jinxes, I think.
And I think in March you're gonna see some kind of Cyberpunk stuff too. It was huge thing. I think. I think that might win. I think enough people saw it in the moment and voted for it.
Arcane has won 3 Emmys.
Ooh,
Nice. I didn't realize that.
more than Kirstie Alley, R.I.P.
Oh man.
She won 1 too.
Oh. 71 Kirstie Alley. That is amazing.
She's all yeah. I didn't know she was that old.
She was already like 31 when Cheers
Was on Cheers and shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The first episode.
Ted
of Cheers.
Danson was 60.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
Holy smokes. But yeah, R.I.P. What a pretty lady, and gone too soon or too, I don't know, not soon. Anyway, best action adventure, anyone?
Let me...
Look who's talking now.
The
All right.
improbable pivot. Let's do it. We have A Plague Tale Requiem. We have God of War Ragnarok. We've got Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic. That's Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic in the action adventure category. I'm not starting this one off. I'm going to start it off with Mike now.
You said Elden Ring was up on this one too, or no?
It was not. Plague Tale,
Okay.
God of War, Horizon, Stray, and Tunic.
Elden Ring would be my write-in vote if I was voting because it's the best adventure. Like it's adventure the game. That's what the whole thing is. But I would love to see Tunic win. That was nominated, right? I didn't
It was.
hear that. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But this is God of War's award. this is the one. This is the big one that it gets, I think.
Kayla?
Mine's God of War. It is
Well-
very, very actiony, very, very adventure-y.
Yeah.
I agree. I also had God of War in this category. If you don't believe me, it's bolded here on this picture that I'm pointing at.
I feel like Horizon is also action adventure. Plague Tale has action and adventure, but it's not like a whole lot, and neither is Stray and Tunic.
Well, see, I would actually, like, if I had to pick a second, I would say A Plague Tale fits this category even more than even God of War, my pick, because God of War has so many, like, it's an RPG, and it's, like, open world also, like, there's more... Plague Tale is more of a traditional action-adventure game than kind of anything aside from Stray on this list, I would say. And
There ain't no action in Stray.
Oh, Tunic is such a fun adventure. Like
it is, but I
And
think it's
there's
also
some
like
action in it, but
there's a lot of action.
yeah,
I feel like
it's just
there's
like a
lot.
roguelite RPG kind of. It's got a lot of those other things where, like, if we're just talking what's the most pure action adventure on this list, I'd have an argument for Plague Tale, but I think God of War. Anyway, I went with God of War.
God of War will not lose. I would bet all of my money on that. All $34 of it down on red for God of War because he's red. He's got a red thing.
So, unanimous decision. God of War is going to win action adventure at the Game Awards, folks. Write it down in pen. I did. Most anticipated game. We've got Final Fantasy XVI, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Starfield, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That was Final Fantasy XVI, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Starfield, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. For most anticipated game. Kayla, you haven't started one of these off yet.
It is Tears of the Kingdom Zelda.
Zelda for Kayla. Mike, what do you think?
I think Zelda. Anytime you put Zelda on a list next to anything, it's probably going to win like a fan most anticipated kind of thing.
I also think it's like the least tainted. All of these other ones have kind of already been pushed back, or like recent gossip, if you will, have not been like great. So I feel like it can, and maybe that's too recent. See bias. People already made their votes, and then things have been slow go. But I think it's just the one that's kind of like did its Nintendo thing of not telling us anything, giving us a little bit, not giving us a date, giving us a date, and crossing our fingers that it'll get there, but haven't been like broken yet.
Yeah, you could argue that it's been the most anticipated game since Breath of the Wild like came out and was like, well,
Yeah.
what the hell is the sequel going to be to this? Because, like, you know, Breath of the Wild is so many people's just favorite game of all time. And yeah, so I also had Zelda on that one as well.
I think maybe Final Fantasy 16 would be like second. What else was on that list? Sorry.
Resident Evil 4. The remake.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
personal out of this list. And Starfield might be number 2 on my
okay.
personal.
People are
Starfield-
gaga about Starfield. That has a chance. I think
Yeah.
even Hogwarts has a chance to be, but to be second. Nothing beats Zelda in this category. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I anticipate all those things excitedly, except for
Silk Song should have been on the fucking list. That's bullshit. But
That is. What would you take off? That's a good question.
Hogwarts for me.
Yeah. Silk Song should be on there. I don't know
might
why.
take off everything for Silk Song. Like
Even Zelda.
gun to my head. Like I'd rather play Silk Song. I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild lately, so I'm kind of. I could even wait a little longer for Tears of the Kingdom. Honestly, I'd honestly rather would wait for a Switch 2 or whatever it is. But Greg needs help in Breath of the Wild constantly, so I'm always playing it.
In the beginning, I felt like
game.
it was very hard. I had to get some armor. Those little goblin things would kill me so fast all the time.
He uses up arrows like they're nothing. Like I'm like, dude, you have no. You want me to beat this Minotaur? You have nothing. You have no food. You have. And I tell him, go out and forage for me, and I will hunt.
Oh, Mike is the one crying the tears of the kingdom. I
yes. But we are at Ganon, though, so I will.
Ooh. Such a calamity, that one.
I refuse to help him with Ganon, though, so he's got to go out and get more hearts and stuff.
True mark of a man, I think, is beating Ganon. I think that's like the
I
new adult.
Agree 100%.
I like it.
I'll raise him up on a chair, put a little hat on him, and he is a man.
Velvetoff. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Hope we're not offending anyone. Oh, best indie.
Shalom to all of our
yes.
Jewish listeners. We love you.
We love them. Their bread is wonderful. Best indie. Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, and Tunic. So that's best indie. Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu. Mike loves that one. Stray and Tunic.
Who's starting?
I'll start this one up. Why not?
Start it up. Kickstart my heart.
I picked Stray. I think Stray's got a lot of love, a lot of nominations this year.
It's nominated for Game of the Year. Why would Game of the Year? So if it loses this award, how could it be nominated for the other award?
I guess that's a way to think about it. But I think it's just like it was such a hype machine. Everyone wanted to play it was a most anticipated type game coming into it. Yeah. And I think for the most part, like it like lived up to a lot of the anticipation. Like I don't know that anyone thought it was going to be God of War or Elden Ring or something else, and it wasn't. But I think people generally enjoyed it, and I did as well. And I think between the love, the anticipation, the everything, all of the good press, and the fact that it's a fucking cat game, I think Stray takes best in.
People love cats, man. People love the cat game for sure. I think that's a smart pick.
That your pick?
I think it will win, but I think it's a 2-horse race with Neon White. People really took to that as well. The speedrunning Twitch community loved like streaming that game and watching people perfect those short bite-sized super speed levels. But I think they'll have a cat come out and accept it, and everything like the whatever cat modeled that or something. The cat will be there, and cat ain't coming home empty-handed. So
empty pod, please.
Handed. That cat has hands now. It's rich, Eric. It's a rich cat.
It's terrifying. Kayla, Neon White for you?
I think it's gonna be Tunic.
Ooh, I love it.
I hope you're right. I think that it was when it came out, it was very well liked.
I think the tides have turned on it a little bit of as people's perception of it. I don't know.
I want to look something up.
The haters are louder than the lovers, you know.
Oh, they're silly. Now, there is a category for best debut indie. We weren't going to necessarily predict it, and we don't have to, but
This award is bullshit.
They make it, it's weird that they make a debut indie and also an indie, and both Stray and Tunic are in the debut indie category as well. So if that changes anything about any,
so is Vampire Survivors.
So is Vampire Survivors. So is Norco,
and the debut,
and so is,
which is fucking
Nan
stupid.
White.
So it should be in best indie. It's great. So.
Debut. But so we had
That's such a participation ribbon fucking ass award. Fuck that. What? That's like the U.S. heavyweight title, like in WCW. Like, like what the fuck? Your world or nothing. Right?
Gosh, poor Lex Luger.
Rookie of the year. Get that shit. Keeley. God.
So best indie, we had Mike and me with Stray and Kayla with Tunic. Inspired choice.
Put neon white for me.
Oh,
let's
put neon white. I like it for Mike.
Let's all cover all the smart picks.
I like it. I like it. And Cult of the Lamb should win. Okay. Game of the year.
I would love it if Cult of the Lamb won, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, they'll bring a lamb out on
stage. That would be fun.
That lamb actually has hands, I think. So.
Jared Leto will come out on stage with his vault.
That'd be
and
funny.
offend everyone, and we'll throw like condoms full of blood at people or something like that, and he'll leave.
Oh man, you're stepping on our predictions for the celebrities that are going to be at this show, Mike.
I know the cat, the Leto. Sorry.
Oh, game of the year, the big one, the final one. We have A Plague Tale: Requiem. We have Elden Ring, God of War: Ragnarok, Horizon: Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So Plague Tale: Requiem, that is a hard word to say. Elden Ring, God of War: Ragnarok, Horizon: Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm going to say Elden Ring here. I'm just going to say it. Just going to say that I think Keeley had the first Elden Ring trailer, is that right? What did he have at one of his shows?
Xbox had the first way back when E3 was still a thing. Then Keeley had, like, after years of anticipation of like, where's this game? He had like the reveal. So yeah, I think that's what's gonna win. But what's more interesting to me is like, how do you feel if like you're Guerrilla and like, you work so hard to make this excellent Horizon game, and God, you just rough timing, if it would have released any of the other 3 previous years, it's probably like one of the favorites, if not the favorite to win game of the year. It's been kind of weak pickings a little bit. I think it demolishes It Takes Two last year, right?
Yeah, probably. 2 different games, but yeah.
Yeah, but as far as when you're thinking a game of the year, it's a lot of people don't think small. But last year they did, and I think if this big, huge AAA game was out, it would have won. But this year it barely makes the 5, maybe. Like in a lot of people's minds, like it's a pretty good year. But the top of the year is two behemoths, in God of War and Elden Ring.
Yeah, you can't go against them. You just can't.
Elden Ring was a phenomenon. It happened a long time ago, which might hurt it, but just people loved it. Like, it was a lot of people's first FromSoft game this year, and they really fell in love. Like, a lot of people went Elden Ring into Bloodborne, into all of them, Sekiro, and fell in love. So I think it's Elden Ring. Kayla, you think different?
I think it's Ragnarok.
Ooh.
I think if the same amount of people bought Elden Ring and bought God of War, more people finished God of War than they did Elden Ring. I think that it was a hype. It was a weird ass phenomenon, and I think people were generally like, "Oh wow, cool! I'll check this out. This looks cool." And then, speaking as a casual player who's not going, I can't play an Elden Ring game, so I know there's more people like me as a normal person than normal casual playing. Like, this is not a game that like everybody can pick up and play and beat. It's not. So I think that's going to go against it.
God of War is harder for me than Elden Ring, to be completely honest.
Well, you're playing on a pretty hard difficulty, right?
Right.
You're like second highest difficulty, something like that.
Yeah, and I don't understand all the mechanics and how to upgrade those mechanics, you know? So I just found out how to like upgrade my Spartan Rage like a couple hours ago.
Billy.
So
He's a funny guy.
We're coasting a little bit now, but it's been fucking an uphill battle for me.
Yeah. If most anticipated was like a spin on most anticipated with the current year, if we were talking about like the shit that just like
most hype.
Yes, that just blew up. I would hands down put all my money on Elden Ring. It was
biggest
the wildest.
phenomenon, biggest
That
talking
shit
point.
was
Yeah.
on Times Square, like big fucking digital ads for it. Blew my mind.
I think it's like we were talking about this the other day. It's like just a huge marketing win to take like a niche franchise, like a Soulsborne kind of game and franchise, and just blow it out of the water. It's really an amazing accomplishment of like hype, marketing, just a groundswell of like all these communities coming together and content creators, everything, all of that kind of like culminating in this really interesting thing.
The real trump card for it is Elon Musk fucking played that shit. He was tweeting about it. So all the muskrats out there are gonna be.
They all bought it and then couldn't play it.
I don't. Here's another thing I will ask. Let's bring up another category: best performance, best voice acting performance, or acting in one case. So what if this thing is like, okay, God of War wins best, whatever, minor award. Christopher Judge wins for God of War, you know, does that, like, then it's obvious that it's God of War for Game of the Year?
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder how much, like, stock they're going to put into best performance. I think this...
Or is that just that's the one Horizon gets?
Ooh.
Ashley Birch gets that.
Man, you might be right on that one. Yeah, it's Ashley Birch for Horizon, Charlotte McBurney for A Plague Tale Requiem, Christopher Judge for God of War, Manon Gage for Immortality. I got lots of thoughts there, and Sunny Suljic for God of War.
Atreus.
Yeah, Atreus. So that's a stacked, like, I've played all of these games, and these are
right.
This
I want to hear
probably the
you guys
best.
are best to talk about this one. You guys have heard all these voices for
It's
a lot.
probably the best category, I would say. Like, either like the best choices. Like, I can't think of another game that. Can you think of something, Kayla, that had like a really
else
awesome?
That should be in there.
Yeah. This is a stacked. I think they made the wrong choice in Immortality. It's the main character.
She's the face of the game,
she's
right?
the face of the game, and wonderful performance. Like, not to take anything away from her, but there's a very strong like side character that I think outshines. But
yeah,
Lady Dimitrescu won this last year.
Oh, interesting.
What'd you
Probably
say?
Yes.
Lady D from Village won this. The voice actress, I forget her name. My apologies, but she won it last year. So I don't know if that could skew. Like, she was a viral hit. You know, everyone wanted to be stepped on by Lady D. So
I think name recognition
Yeah.
goes a long way too. Ashley Birch is like a,
Mhm.
I mean, just a legend in the world of video games. So I think it's Ashley Birch in this one. Probably gets it. Just
Yeah.
for those reasons.
The prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Good question.
Chris Judge has been campaigning to be Kratos in
I'm
the
into it.
show or whatever. So, man, this would, if he could win this, it would maybe
Ooh,
make
help
him
him out.
think twice. Yeah,
He's got
got
a wonderful presence.
this award has repercussions. Is what
I love it. I like it. I didn't think to even like. I don't even know if I knew the nominees on that one. I'm glad you brought that up. He's great. I mean, he's got such a presence. He's just a huge mountain of a man and such a wonderful voice, and it's great pick for Kratos.
I think this list could have been all God of War character like voice actors. So
you would be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
So we had 2 Elden Rings and a God of War for.
We did for Game of the Year.
Right.
Yeah. I can recap real quick. So we started with RPG. Mike picked Live Alive. I picked Xenoblade Chronicles. Kayla picked Elden Ring. In Best Adaptation, me and Kayla both went Arcane. Mike went Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Best Action Adventure, we all went God of War, Ragnarok on that one. Most Anticipated, we all went Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom on that one. Indie, we went Stray. For me, Mike went Neon White, and Kayla went Tunic. And then for Game of the Year, I went Elden Ring, so did Mike, and Kayla went Game of War. God of War for Game of the Year. Yep, that's what we did. Let's make some quick predictions on what we think we're going to see the rest of the show. We're going to see some celebrities, I'm sure. Jeff Keighley loves getting his pals to do little videos or get up on stage or whatever. We're going to see some new game announcements probably. There's already been a lot of leaks of kind of some of the things we're going to see. We're getting Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I guess I'll start with that. It's in my most likely / already leaked category. I've made categories here, and I'm real excited. We're getting
Tekken
Star Wars.
8 in that.
Yeah, Tekken 8. I've heard the rumor is we're getting Yoshimitsu. We're getting as a character.
Sick.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a cool pick.
It's a rumor I saw. So, what else? What do we think is like most likely, definitely going to be there, or leaks that we've kind of already heard, seen?
I mean,
go ahead, Kayla. Sorry.
Hideo Kojima, just as he will be there, he will hopefully have something to give us.
Yeah, Overdose, right? Is the title?
Yeah, he's working with Elle Fanning on a horror game called Overdose, right?
Yeah. Margot Qualley again, working with her again. It'll probably be a stacked. Norman Reedus will probably be in it somehow. We'll see Guillermo del Toro in this. I think that's a 100% pick. Yeah, great pick. Keighley and Kojima are fucking homies, like for real. And yeah, there will be something for sure.
Do we get Death Stranding 2? Is that a thing? Are we gonna get 2 Kojima things?
Man, that would be wild, right? If he's just like, I wasn't here last year, so I brought 2 things or something like that, you know? No, I think we just get Overdose. Kojima will be there in person.
Nice.
Not via satellite. He will make the trip.
I'm into it. I agree. I think he will be. And I've said it for a long time. I think the scary parts of like the Metal Gear games and Death Stranding are some of my favorite. I think Kojima can make a good
PT,
horror
man.
game. And PT, yeah, I've taken. I don't want to hear about it, Mike. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
I know.
Yeah, I think he can. Oh, I think I'm excited for a Kojima-led horror game, and Elle Fanning, cool lady.
You think she'll be there?
Dakota will be there.
I was just talking to Kayla about Man on Fire. and how she needs to watch
rewatchable.
it. Yes, indeed. Dakota Fanning, what a lady, little lady.
I instantly think about her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood now when I think about her. She's just kind of gross in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Dakota
poor-
Fanning
poor
at
little
the Game
Dakota.
Awards, most likely. I think that's
Yeah.
what we've just said.
What do you got, Eric? Give us a hot tasty.
We're gonna get Joseph Ferris. I think he's already been announced to be there, and I think we're gonna get something juicy from him, a new game, an announcement, something else, the next great co-op thing. I've enjoyed Brothers, A Way Out, and It Takes Two. Did I pick It Takes Two for my game of the year last year? If not, I know it
Guardians.
was. It might have been Guardians, but It Takes Two was definitely amongst my top 5 last year. I would say even top 3. I'm excited. He's a wild character. He said fuck the Oscars. He he's a wild man. But I want to see.
Yeah.
We need more.
Ferris and Keeley, they're homies.
Yes.
He will be there.
Yeah. So I think I would go a
Very
step
good
further, and he's gonna show us something concrete, something real cool.
I'm next.
Why not?
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ed Boon will be there. The Boonster. They already did the trick where he was just coming out to present an award, and then boom, Scorpion shows up on the screen and shit, like, a trailer happens. I don't know if they'll do something cute like that again, but yeah, more. It would be MK12.
12.
I think I said 13 last week. I was wrong. I skipped one. It's been so long, and I think Warner Brothers was in a weird spot for like a year on whether they were going to sell off their studios, kind of have a fire sale on that. And I think they're kind of wanting to move past Gotham Knights. They will want people excited for something new, and it'll be Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is just as popular today as it was 30 years ago. And hell yeah.
I'm so glad that we caught up. Like, we went back and played that.
Yeah, I knew you'd like them.
Mortal Kombat 9 was like the reboot, right? And then we played 10
That
and
was
11.
awesome.
Yeah, we binged them. It was great. Those stories are batshit insane, and they're just fun. It's so much fun. It's time travel shit that I know Kayla loved. It was fun.
Love it.
And then the movie. What about a Mortal Kombat movie sequel?
We get
right?
both? That's smart.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool if
Somebody
Oh.
wants to say hi. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
Hi, Calvin.
he said hi to me.
that's fine.
Get
Did you ask him what he thinks about Mortal Kombat 12, or he's gone?
Most of my things that I'm predicting have to do with movies, TV shows, and
It's hot, yeah. Hot.
stars. I think that we'll see. I don't know. There's lots of people they could. I mean, Jack Black, the whole Borderlands cast. Any number of
that's
them
smart.
could be
Well,
there.
Yeah.
Just for fucking funsies and be like, oh shit.
Because there's Tales from the Borderlands 2
Mm-hmm.
is around the corner somewhere, plus the movie.
Right.
Kevin Hart, Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett will not be there, right? She is not. No. She's
She's gonna be there, but as Tar.
Yeah,
fun.
I don't think this is part of her Oscar campaign. The Game Award. I don't think she had that on the, on the roadmap.
She's fun.
You're not wrong, but she did Thor Ragnarok. I think that's the most fun that she's allowed to have.
Could she possibly pull the Halle Berry and win an Oscar and a Razzie in the same year? That would be pretty fun.
It could happen with this Borderlands movie. We'll see. I'm morbidly curious to see a trailer for it. I would pop if it was at the Game Awards.
I want it to be good.
There's been such an uptick in what our adaptations are. So I think it's got, if it can do anything that the shit is doing now, I'm in.
Yeah, maybe they'll
getting-
pivot it into a animated Netflix show, and then
Yeah.
great.
We're getting 2 Joels and 2 Ellies at the. We're getting Pedro
Mm-hmm.
and Homegirl, and
Bella Ramsey. All right.
thank you, and Troy Baker and Ashley
Mhm,
something.
Mm-hmm.
Girl from Critical Role, she'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Why am I drawing a blank on her name? Not Ashley
Judd?
Birch. We just kept talking about Ashley Birch earlier.
Is it Judd?
It's not. It's not Ashley
No?
Judd.
Oh,
I
I
wish
love
Ashley
Ashley
Judd
Judd.
would be in.
That's what
Gosh. What
Johnson?
happened? You might be
Jay,
right.
Jay's really
Ashley
sticking out.
Johnson. I think you're right.
Anyway, I think
Look up What Women Want, the movie with Mel Gibson. She's his daughter in that. So and yeah.
I think the Leonardo DiCaprio season of Growing Pains, she's in that too.
Wow.
I think we've had this conversation on the pod before.
Wow.
Anyway, there will be something with the Last of Us show.
Mm.
I think, right?
Have you watched the new trailer?
Yeah. I saw
I
it.
haven't. I would like to. We should do that.
Looks good. Looks damn good.
HBO doesn't miss, man.
I know.
Are we gonna get
Amen, bro.
anything about Arcane?
That'd be great. I don't know if Netflix jives with the Game Awards, really.
Arcane's up for best adaptation, so they
You're
gotta
right,
have
you're
some
right.
sort of something.
It would
yeah.
be a way. I mean, if I was Keeley, I'd be trying to plant that seed.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, Keeley he's been hyping this shit up like he should, and he does. And he says this is the best show in years.
Okay.
Going to be 30 to 40 just game announcements, I think,
Wow.
at this thing. Most of it new.
Yeah, we can't go too far with game-like things. We can't. I don't think all of these things, but I think that they will have
I think we'll have some of that. I don't think there'll be like a Mario trailer.
No,
I don't think Nintendo gives them anything except like
no.
the dumb little sizzle reel commercial ad break thing that they always do at these.
So weird.
I mean, with saying that, do you think we'll get anything from Zelda?
Not at this.
Nothing.
Most anticipated game. I think that's the one that we're gonna get.
Nintendo knows that they can own the week if they do that next month or something. You know, like they don't want to have to share the stage with Elden Ring, God of War, so on. Joseph Ferris, the Titan that he is. I don't think so. I don't think we'll get anything Nintendo at this. Unfortunately, I wish we would.
You're probably right. What do you think
We
about
got any Sony stuff?
Yeah, I mean, on the Last of Us talk and stuff,
Mhm.
I mean, Last of Us 2 multiplayer is like really.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
been
going like
dark.
Last of Us 3.
Yeah, Last of Us 3 is going to be just a multiplayer game. No, I think like the multiplayer that was supposed to be part of the original launch of part 2 of The Last of Us, we got like concept art at, what was it, a Sony State of Play? Is that like where we got that?
I think it was.
I thought it was at the Keeley, the summer Keeley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Summer
they did.
Fest.
They did remake and some concept art.
Right. So they had like Druckmann out there and stuff. That's right. Yeah. So apparently there's a relationship there.
I think you
Then
nailed it. I think
I never played that original one, the Factions. And it always sounded really cool, and I want to. I think I'm ready to be heard again. So yeah, give me Last of Us multiplayer.
I think we get Dead Space and Resident Evil 4 trailers. Silk Song release date is my pie in the sky.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. But it'll happen like on like you'll have to like you would have had to pause it, like freeze frame the screen to see like a release date or something.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like part of the Game Pass like calendar. Like I think we get to see Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake come back, and they'll finally they put it through the good graphics machine. Finally, they forgot to a year and a half ago, when we started this pod.
Yeah, do you mean the game that was on our February, like 2001,
Yes.
What's coming up in...
Yeah, I remember saying, nah, man, that got delayed, bro. It still hasn't come out. No, and they might have got canceled. But it will be here, and it will look much better. I think people will be happy with it, is my other prediction.
I don't know if there's gonna be something Sandy. I think it'll be Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Oh,
I think we're gonna get some of that.
Yeah, that's next year. So
they need to start hyping that up. Yeah, I that makes sense.
That does. I've got a real pie in the sky one. I saw like this has been tossed around a little bit here and there. It's been shot down and everything else, but I saw someone talking about like Konami's kind of come out of hibernation a little bit with all the Silent Hill talk recently, and that maybe they'll be like kind of trying to capitalize on a little bit of the hype and a little bit of that cycle. They've got Castlevania, they've got Metal Gear, some sort of reboot, remake, something in that vein.
It'll be Contra.
It'll be Contra, you're right. Well, Super C, I think, is the one that they're gonna the one I played a lot on the NES.
Shattered Soldier remake, PS2 classic.
But I want Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear Solid original. I want a remake, and I want even just give me a logo.
Is it Blue Point?
Logo. That'd be great. It'd be wonderful. I know that the talk with Blue Point was that they weren't good. They were going to work on something original or whatever else, and they weren't going to do another like remake or anything like that. But
okay, right.
If it's them, I kind of don't care. I want them to farm it out to somebody, because they're not doing it in house. But give me Metal Gear Solid remake, so I don't have to play the pirated version I have on my PC.
I want Metal Gear Solid 1 done like Ground Zeroes. Have like Shadow Moses like fully kind of open like that, but you kind of have to figure out like, kind of maybe Deathloopy in a way, but good. Like know where to be, like, Vulcan Raven shows up, he eats lunch over here at when it's dark out or something. I don't know. I to me, that's what you have to do with that game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't just make it pretty. You have to like redo it. I don't know.
I think that could work, like in the 5, the Phantom Pain, in a similar way where like you would go to your home base and then you kind of go in, go out, go in, go out. Like if you could somehow make it so that you had a little base out in the wilderness of Alaska that you could kind of infiltrate, get into Shadow Moses and leave with your information, maybe you beat a boss and you return.
Man. Yeah, that's super different. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could make it maybe make that work. You're just giving me ideas. I like it.
We'll see. It'll never happen.
Yeah, you're right. It's gonna be Castlevania. But yeah, I think
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I agree. I just want something from Konami. That's my like big.
I hope you're right. I miss them. I miss those crazy guys and gals. We got any more?
Control 2. I know that they just announced that they were even working on that, so it might be a little early to see anything. But man, I would just 30 seconds of I can never remember her name.
Jessie,
yes. Just walking down a weirdly lit hallway. Just give me that.
What if we don't play as Jessie?
That's fine. I don't think she needs to be the main protagonist necessarily. I know that in the DLC, spoilers for the Alan Wake DLC of Control, she is very much linked to Alan Wake, and we're getting an Alan Wake 2, and so that it's all one connected universe, yada yada. She's very important, I guess, to them in a sense.
So you're telling me that Control is in the Alan Wake universe and the Quake universe? It's in all.
It's in the Alan Quake universe. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Holy shit!
Yes. Yeah. Super spoilers. I'll give. This is. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say.
If you 100% the game, you get that ending. Yeah.
Alan Quake. Anything, Kayla, like crazy, wild, out there?
No.
How about you, Mike? What are you like most like? This isn't gonna happen, but maybe it will.
Man, I don't know. Mario RPG coming to Switch Online? That crazy
Silk Song. I mean,
you did say Silk Song.
Silk Song is kind of my like holy shit.
yeah.
I know that Yoshi P is going to be there from Final Fantasy 14 fame, but he's also working on 16, so good chance we'll get the 5th Final Fantasy 16 trailer. Man, I don't know. I know Perfect Dark was revealed a couple years back. I don't know if they'll kind of bring that. There's a lot of Xbox stuff that could just be here.
Yeah, that Indiana Jones game.
Oh yeah, Machine Game. Yeah, they're fucking doing that.
Avatar. Yeah. Avatar kind of makes sense with the movie just a couple weeks out. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty good.
Look at us spoiling this whole show.
Yeah. The Bond game, the IO Bond game. Yeah. Maybe
that would be fun to see. Both Perfect Dark and Bond. That'd be cool.
And I think one that's more on the like probable standpoint would be some Elden Ring DLC. I did hear that today they just like stealth launched some PvP Elden Ring DLC, but I think like a full on blown out like
you're right 100% on that for sure.
Yeah. And also like Horizon would be kind of due for some DLC as well. That's what they did last year, was like roughly 8 months post-launch was like their big Frozen Wilds DLC and stuff.
Yeah.
Right around the same time that Breath of the Wild also released DLC, if I remember correct.
If there's anything Nintendo there, it might be Pokemon related. I don't know if they're done supporting Arceus.
Oh, man.
Don't know. It would be way too early for Scarlet and Violet stuff, but if there's another, they would announce that. They would come out and bow and apologize. No, if there's any chance, it would be like maybe Arceus, extra zone or something like that, maybe.
That'd be great. I think we're ready, right? We're ready to jump in. We got nothing else going on, right, Kayla? And not like 30 other things we need to
just
do and play.
Like we were in the like summertime just trying to find something to play. Couldn't find anything.
So silly.
It was a long summer if you were for gamers. It was a long one. But now we're feasting.
Yeah, we are. Gosh, is that everything? Is that the Game Awards? Did we predict everything that's going to be there?
Man, I think
I've got a pretty
we got a lot of shit.
Long list.
I think we nailed some stuff.
Yeah, you got something else that's juicy, Kayla?
Nothing that's juicy. I think we'll hopefully see some Redfall. I expect it.
We don't have a release date yet, and that's supposed to be in the first half of next year, so be good to get a release date.
Hellblade.
So much Xbox stuff. Starfield again, maybe we get another. It's getting close to that. Maybe that like heist kind of game that they had teased.
Oh, a couple years ago. That called? Yeah.
Man, I'm blanking on it too. It
Triumvirate or something. Yeah.
Maybe
Trivia.
I
Knights
would.
of the Republic remake.
Ooh, that would, if that was like Microsoft is funding this now, like we're gonna do it, because that hit a lot of kind of muddy water there.
Yeah, it did.
Man, I would pop to see Stalker 2, kind of
Oh man.
make a, with what was happening with that studio, and like what's that other Russian studio that really cool looking shooter?
Yes, Atomic Heart.
Yes, I would, if both of those were there. I would love to see that.
That would be such a good, like, just
Feel good thing. Yeah.
Yes, a morale boost if those could get off the ground. Yeah, that's a good call. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, both of those are going to be there, and they're going to be released stealth dropped on the day.
Same day. Oh man,
same day.
Gosh.
And
I would cry.
And the war's going to be over because of that. Like everyone will be happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vladimir pooping, if you ask me.
Hear, hear.
And that's how we end the Game Awards 2022 prediction show, episode 106 of the Machine of Nonsense. I think we were right. I think everything is going to come to pass on with our predictions. If you'd like to make some predictions in the form of reaching out to us, we'd love to hear from you. You got a bunch of different ways to do that. We're on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got an email address, machineofnonsense@gmail.com. At The Machine of Nonsense on YouTube. We've got a bunch of stuff up there nowadays. What else? We've got a voicemail, anchor.fm/Machine of Nonsense. We'd love to hear from you. Maybe you guys got some predictions of your own. Tell me all about how they picked the wrong person from Immortality. I think that's it. That's episode one. Oh, Kayla's got something.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about what could be expected for the rest of the month.
Oh, you're right. We've got
Nice.
yes.
So, or the rest of the year, actually.
Final
So
month
some of our next episodes will be like our pre-naughty discussion. So we'll want to make kind of like a long list of all the things that we will be talking about with spoiler warnings. That way all you listeners know that coming up, these will be things that will be spoiled. And a list then for all of us to break down in our categories and decide what order to do the naughties in. We also will be doing a 2023 fantasy draft of video games, and that'll be a whole thing that I'll let Eric explain when we are doing that episode. But it'll
Mike
be
might
some
need
fun.
to explain that one, actually.
It'll be some fun stuff that we will be doing into next year, drafting the upcoming video games and winning some fake money. And then last but not least, we'll of course do what we are anticipating for 2023 and what will be coming in January. So stay tuned.
Yeah, 2023 should be a huge year. We had everything pushed back to 2023, it seems. We got the Mario movie. We got so much. So that's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. Everything coming up in 2023, the most anticipated stuff. So, yeah, we've got like 3 more episodes kind of in the works for the rest of the year, and then it's on to the Naughties discussion. We will be talking about our best of the best of 2022 in early January. It's probably going to be 3 episodes. We got 7 categories to fill. It was a lot of talking last year, and it's going to be even more talking this year. So strap in, I guess, for that. And that's that. Can I finish this episode? All right. Is it fine? Can I do it?
Yes.
All right.
I remembered the name of that game.
Ooh, what was it?
Contraband.
Contraband. I called it like
Konami's gonna team up with them. Contraband.
I like it.
It's gonna be them on the road, man. Just playing in a band.
I called it something similar. I called it like Trivium or something. Oh, episode 106 is in the books. We are getting out of here, and we're saying contraband.
Winter Cell will be there too.
See ya.
Bye bye.